For 6 weeks, Hitler was absolutely convinced of one thing: the Allied invasion was coming, just not where it actually landed. He reinforced the wrong coast, he watched the wrong beaches, and when the real invasion began, he hesitated. Because everything still looked normal. This wasn't luck, it wasn't a last-minute mistake. And it was a deception so convincing that it worked, even while the truth was happening in plain sight. Alright folks, buckle up. Let's watch this oldie but goodie strategy go absolutely beast mode today. Back to 1942, now Europe's a mess. The Allied commanders are losing sleep, Germany's pushing from every direction, and the Soviets are screaming, "Open a second front." Churchill, being Churchill, keeps saying, maybe later. But eventually the Allies give in. They send about 6,000 troops to land at Dieppe, up in northern France. Spoiler alert, it goes horribly wrong. Almost 3,600 casualties and over 900 killed. It was a tragic disaster with heavy losses. After that disaster, the generals are terrified of another amphibious landing. Then comes 1943. Stalingrad is over, the Soviets win big, and once again they're yelling, "Hey, time for that second front, remember?" This time the Allies say, "Fine, next year we cross the English Channel, for real." And that's when the biggest gamble of the war begins. After the Dieppe disaster, the Allies knew any landing had to be perfect. Germany had fortified the entire coast with the massive Atlantic Wall. There were 3 main options. Cap de la Hague, too narrow, 1 mistake and your army's trapped. Calais, shortest crossing just 33 kilometers from Britain, looks perfect, but the Germans knew it too. Heavily defended, a death trap. Normandy, farther away but wide beaches, room to maneuver, and close enough to Cherbourg port. Crucially lighter defenses. The choice was clear: trick the Germans into expecting Calais, while the real invasion hit Normandy, where they least expected. Alright, that's classified. Now, my friend, as a loyal Allied soldier, you need to forget everything I just said. We're jumping over to Hitler's perspective now. It's early 1944. The German intel guys think the Allies are planning to land in northern France. They've even circled 3 spots: the Cotentin Peninsula, Normandy, and Calais. Then, their radio listeners pick up a bunch of weird Allied signals up north. Apparently, the British Fourth Army is chilling in Edinburgh and ready to invade Norway. That confused Hitler. He didn't know which one would be the target. Next, more intel says the real invasion will happen in July, in Calais. Even better, the legendary General Patton was commanding the fictional 1st United States Army Group in southeast England. And General Rommel says, "Oh yeah, that's it. Wherever Patton goes, that's where the punch lands." So, Hitler orders, build the biggest, baddest wall ever around Calais. Meanwhile, the British start chatting up Sweden, Spain, Portugal, trying to get them to help invade Norway or the Balkans. German radios also pick up strange signals around the Mediterranean. And then Montgomery, the real one, flies to Gibraltar and meets a Spanish diplomat who's secretly a German spy. And Hitler thinks, aha, the invasion must be from the Mediterranean, or maybe Norway, or Calais. Genius. By now, everyone's confused. But Hitler doubles down. 18 divisions are sent to defend Calais. Then, in early June, Allied bombers hit Calais hard. German radar sees fleets coming, coastal guns open fire, paratroopers drop everywhere. And German officer says to Hitler, "Relax, mein Führer, it's just another Allied distraction." Then, the real invasion hits Normandy. But it's stormy, chaotic, and the Germans think, come on, no one's dumb enough to invade in this weather. By the time they realize it's real, it's too late. The lines are broken, communications a mess, and the Germans lose Normandy in 2 months. While Hitler keeps saying, "Where's my army?" Quick question. If you were Hitler, which coast would you be watching right now? Lock it in. Because this is where everything clicks. What just fooled Hitler wasn't luck. It was a pattern, and ancient Chinese strategists had a name for this exact move. Deceive the heavens to cross the sea. About this strategy. Legend has it that over 1400 years ago, a Sui dynasty general drilled his troops daily along the Yangtze River. For weeks, then months, nothing happened. The enemy relaxed, seeing it as harmless routine. Then, one night the army crossed for real. The trick is brutally simple. Repeat something obvious and safe until the enemy ignores it, and that's when you strike right under their nose. Now, different century, same strategy. Let's see how the Allies pulled off the modern version of this trick. Here's the insane part. Almost everything Hitler knew was planted by the Allies on purpose. In World War II, they didn't just repeat this trick, they industrialized it. Operation Bodyguard, a plan designed to make Hitler look anywhere but Normandy. That Fourth Army in Edinburgh, totally fake, just radio guys pretending. 3 countries joining the war? Nope, never happened. And General Patton's big army, yeah, that was just cardboard. Fake tanks, fake trucks, basically Hollywood on a field. Those massive Allied armies in the Mediterranean, 3 underpowered divisions doing cosplay. General Montgomery in Gibraltar, that wasn't Monty, it was Clifton James, an actor who just happened to look way too much like him. This actor stunt even had its own code name, Operation Copperhead. On the night before D-Day, those huge fleets on radar. Just bombers broadcasting fake signals. And the massive paratrooper drop? Mostly dummies. Literally rubber dolls, speakers, bits of tinfoil, and a few brave SAS guys making chaos for realism. So, when Allied troops landed in Normandy, Hitler didn't rush his reserves. He waited. For days, then weeks, to convince Normandy was only a distraction. By the time the truth was undeniable, the window was gone, the invasion had taken hold, and the deception had already done its job. Alright, that's the recipe for the first stratagem of the 36. Make the fake feel real. Once you see this pattern, repetition, distraction, reassurance, you'll start spotting it everywhere. And yes, this trick isn't just for generals. Think about it. Companies launch fake products to test markets. Politicians float trial balloons. Even in negotiations, you show a harmless move first to hide the real one. Master this, and you've got stratagem number 1 in your pocket. If this blew your mind and you got something new, smash that like button, subscribe, and share it. We're continuing the 36 Stratagems series next time. Alright folks, see you in our next video.